those are the opening notes from the album Solitude by Abdullah Ibrahim. My Journey, My Vision. Mind If is the opening cut. I wish I could just play this in the background while talking about it, but obviously copyright restrictions won't allow me to do that. They'll probably allow me to play those opening bars. I saw Abdullah Ibrahim in concert about 2 years ago on the 3 tour. The album, that was this album. I have a Japanese pressing of this 3. Great album. He was pretty frail. He was pretty frail at that time. He required assistance getting on and off stage. There were basically 3 of them, he and a woodwind player and a string player. The woodwind player, I think, played some brass too, if I remember. And he was in a bit of a laid-back position. Kind of the way he is in this album. Now, most of the recordings on this album are from live performances, and they were recorded live at the Barbican Hall, July 15th, 2023. I think I saw him in 2024. I'm not sure. But this album was already released, so the earliest I would have seen him would have been fall of 2023. It was like November, December. And I don't know if this would have been released that quickly or not. Maybe it was. It was a beautiful, beautiful concert. And the music has a solemnity to it. There's a lot of original pieces, but there are also some covers. And if you listen to this album, you get a very good feel for what that concert gave. Of course, being there live in a smaller venue, it was at the Egg in Albany. And it was just a very moving performance. He did play a little more free jazz than is on here. He played a couple of solo pieces that lent more into his earlier free jazz period than I think is on this, if I remember correctly. I just listened to the first 2 discs on this, not the 3rd disc. Now, the first disc is a studio recording, and it's got it's a direct-to-tape recording, 45 RPM. The second 2 are 33 RPM live recordings, and it's a great way to go out. I don't know if he's got anything in the pipeline that's due to come out. Maybe they're going to re-release some of the older recordings that are no longer available. That would be really nice. Abdullah Ibrahim piano, Cleve Goyton Jr. flute and piccolo, Noah Jackson double bass and cello. And those guys know what they're doing. They played beautifully in concert, and they carried a lot of the show. There were a lot of pieces where Abdullah was just laying down some basic chords and they were playing over it. There were a lot of pieces where they were just playing and he was sitting back for a good bit of it, and then he'd come in, lay a little down, and sometimes he'd just be kind of sitting back saying, yeah, these guys know what they're doing. I'm going to let them do it. And then sometimes he played some solo stuff. It was an interesting balance. It's the name of one of his more recent albums, Balance. Another great album. If I were to recommend 3 albums of his recent work to listen to, it would be these 3 that I have right here. So the first would be 3. Whoop. The first would be 3 right there. You don't have to get a Japanese pressing. If you go on to Gearbox Records, you can still get this. It seems to be the only place where it's still available. Solotude, also available on Gearbox Records. I did check the availability on these earlier today because there is limited availability. And the balance. This was not on Gearbox, so I don't know if this is still available or not. And maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe you've got to go to Discogs to get it. I'm not sure. Some of the other stuff I have from his earlier days went by the name of Dollar Brand originally. Children of Africa. This is a great album. Well, they're all great. He plays piano, soprano, sax, and vocals on this. Roy Brooks plays drums. Cecil McBee plays bass. Adolf Johannes Brand, who later became Dollar Brand Zahuri, born in 1934, Cape Town, South Africa. And he later became Abdullah Ibrahim. Very, very spiritual man. This is a good album. If I remember correctly, this one has more of a free jazz feel. This is Dollar Brand. I love this album. This is a solo piano album, and this is a great one. And it shows, you get a little bit of the flavor of where he's going to be later in his life, but also that early feel, that vibrant energy that is part of his Dollar Brand years. African Marketplace. Another really great one. And then there is this Ancient Africa on Trio Records. This was a Japanese release, complete with the obi sleeve there. This was not widely released, so you probably have to go to Discogs, although there was an ad I saw recently that showed a release of his on Trio that's being re-released. That may be this one. If it is, I would certainly pick it up. It's a great album. Google Trio Records with Abdullah Ibrahim and see what you get. He will be missed. I know that I would really have enjoyed going to another concert, and he was touring, and he did have solo dates scheduled, particularly I think in Europe through the fall. And I would have loved to have seen a solo piano concert of his. Alas, that's not going to happen. I do have recordings of his that I will dedicate some time listening to. Yesterday, I listened to all of Solotude. Today, I listened to the first 2 discs of 3. Day before, I listened to some of the Dollar Brand stuff, just to kind of kick back and really get a feel for the man and his music, because he is gone. And I do hope that they re-release some of the older stuff that was available. And yeah, I hope that his death brings about an awareness of the music and a renewed interest in his music, both the early stuff and the later stuff and the middle years. That there's a lot of stuff from the middle years that doesn't seem to be readily available right now, maybe on Discogs or one of the used record sites. He did recordings with Akaya, and some of this stuff is available on streaming services, so you can get some of it there. And give it a listen. Give it a listen. Well worth listening to. I haven't heard anything that I don't enjoy of his. Pick something, Listen to it, stream it, buy it. Listen to a few more notes. Very soulful, mournful piece. Kind of fits. Mind if. Beautiful piece. He will be missed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please hit like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't.